To jump online to do another beer review. I'm going to actually take a look at this one from out of Poland. If it's your first time here to the channel, thank you. Appreciate you coming by. Hopefully you enjoy, and if you do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. A little bit of a live beer chat that I do, and usually in the first few minutes or so, first 10 minutes, usually try to do the beer review and then open it up to a chat afterwards in case people want to chat, questions, things along those lines. Just a good time. So tonight I'm taking a look at one from, as I mentioned, out of Poland, and this is the Komes Baltic Porter. Get a little closer there so we can zoom in on the camera, hopefully. Sometimes the camera works with me, sometimes it doesn't. Back it up a little bit here. And this is actually one, as you can see, it won the World Beer Cup. And it comes in at an ABV of 9%. And I hate how my camera's not really zooming it in, so let's take a shot of the beer itself. That way you can see the label there. This one, 16.9 ounce bottle. Something interesting about this one, they actually give you a chart on the back, so on the right side you can actually see some beer glasses, a little smaller for you to be able to see there. But it tells you when it's stored for at least 18 months, the beer changes, the taste, so you can decide how long your Komes will mature. For instance, if you drink this right off the bat, you're on the fresh and roasted side. If you were to wait out 18 months, it says dry and complex. So this one was actually done October 19th, so we're 4 months out. So this will still give us kind of a fresh roasted appeal. And welcome to Erie in the chat. How are you? Cheers. Welcome to Nikki as well. Cheers there too. And Vanessa and Alan as well. Eclectic Beer. Yeah, so decided to crack this one open. I've been pretty pumped to drink some of the beers out of Poland because I've heard a lot of good things about the things they're actually doing in Poland with the beers, and they've got a really good beer scene from what I've seen with some of the guys over in Europe. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this one actually pans out, and I'm going to go ahead and get this baby into a glass now. If you're not familiar with the Baltic Porter style, one of the things that throws people off is that a Baltic Porter is still actually a lager. It's not an ale. So all your other porters are ales. This one is actually fermented as a lager. So sometimes that can throw people off. Big shout out to Haley Carmen. Thanks for swinging by, stopping by and showing some love. Appreciate that as well. And also, Erie says, Alan Rajay is live, as Alan is already here. So... oh, but she beat you in again. So just like you'd expect here, of course, you get the nice dark color on the beer. Alan says you don't say. Let me take a look at that. Pretty much a deep dark color. And big shout out to Eclectic Beer. We had some pretty good fun earlier today playing some Modern Warfare. So it was a blast for sure. Probably play a little bit later tonight as well after I watch The Outsider on HBO, because if you have HBO and you're watching The Outsider, then you already know it's good. If you don't watch The Outsider of HBO, you should. If you like kind of those Stephen King type things, not really as scary as much as suspenseful, but a real good show. Head-wise, get under a finger of head, so it didn't pour out a big head, but it does have that tan head color on it. Vanessa says Poland makes a heck of a potato vodka, her favorite as well. Aroma-wise, you get a nice sweetness from the malts. Yeah, really dark, Nikki. And you're getting kind of a toffee-type tone in the aroma as far as a note. A little bit of a feel of decadence coming off of it as well. So it should have, as you'd imagine, a sweet taste. Of course, we will be looking for some of that roastiness here too. Taste-wise, that is very smooth. You get the good roastiness in the flavor after the swallow. It's opening up nicely. I'm getting a roastiness on the back end that gives it a nice feel. It's got a nice little bit of a chocolate character to it. It's really, wow, it's really opening up nicely. It's really hanging out. It's all over the mouth. I'm getting just a nice whiff of everything taking place. You can really feel it in the throat. You can feel it in the top of the mouth. I'm getting a nice tingling as well in the cheek area. The flavors are there. I mean, it hits everywhere. It's easy to see how this was a medal winner there. It's a very nicely put together beer. As I mentioned, Real Craft Ales. Simon had done a lot of beers on Poland from Poland over the last couple of years, and seeing him do some of the stuff was one of the first ones I saw. Talking about Polish beers, I saw a couple other people do some stuff, and I was like, I really need to get my hand on some Polish beers. I'm glad I did. I got another one of these downstairs that's a different Polish beer from them as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. But this is my style of a lager. It's got that nice, almost ale feel to it with the chocolate and the malts that are used. The big difference, as you know, I did the video a few weeks ago. They're just fermented at top. I'm fermenting the bottom rather than top with this one, but you're still getting those dark malts that are bringing that sweetness. A little bit of, like I said, toffee type feel in here, with that nuttiness really comes together on a roasty portion of the beer itself. And the more I drink, the more the flavors are sticking right in the cheeks. At 9% ABV, not picking up any of the alcohol as well. Check some of the comments here. Vanessa was at a llama farm, only had time to say hi on the game show. Wait a minute, we didn't do a game show. You talking about the other night when we were on? We were just hanging out anyway. But you do like the llama farm. Ariel's in the house, says hello, Ariel. And then Bart Robinson, hey Rod, just popping to say hello. I hope you're well. Cold Slits Malt Liquor with my South Jersey cheesesteak. Cheers, but hey, that works. That works really nice. And yeah, Bart, I'll let you know. I think I told you before I'll be back up in Jersey later this year. I'm actually going to be coming up that second week of August, so I'll let you know when we get closer to that. See if we can hook up. Get over to my buddy's place at Spellbound down in Mount Holly. Possibly meet up there, grab some beers or something too. But I'm already salivating thinking of the cheesesteaks when I get back, and the Sicilian pizza when I get back. Getting a shorty from Wawa. I am looking forward to getting back to the Jersey area, Philly. Thinking about trying to pop maybe up to actually Coney Island up in New York. Get my wife up there possibly. We're also going to be hitting DC. So it's going to be a busy, active week for sure, but I can't wait to get back to that area. I miss the South Jersey part just because growing up there, you can go 2 hours any direction and you were always going to be somewhere fun. So it'll be nice to get back to that. Erie wants to go to the llama farm. I like them. Very dark. The beer. Yeah, I like the dark beers. I like the richness that comes out from the malts. And really what you're looking at when a beer is darker versus the light are really just the different types of malts that are being used. But the darker ones can tend to have more of that roastiness, more of that chocolate feel that are used in the beers. A little bit more of that coffee type feel versus some of the lighter type malts that are used for the ales. Nikki says clapping and cheers. Sounds like dinner in a glass, yum. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, I would have this more as a dessert in a glass with the nice sweetness. I get in that taste, a little bit more of the richness, a little bit more of a decadence, but this can definitely be a nice little dessert in a glass. I just actually had a piece of fudge cake earlier for dessert. Had I thought about it, and I knew I was going to do a review on this one, I could have paired it together, but this would pair together there, or Vanessa, like your Oreos, your what do they call it? The big most stuffed Oreos. You could pair like something like that with this as well as you're enjoying it. Craig, cheers, brother. How's the bottle? I didn't know what the bottle. You went to the tap takeover, I think, last night. So hopefully that all went well, and you had a good time and a blast doing all of that. Your COD show, I was able to. Oh, the COD show got you on that channel. Okay, because I was thinking of the game thing. When I think of the game thing, I always think of the question stuff, and we haven't done that in a while. But we'll try to get that in at some point here too. Todd and Shannon, we're down there having a great time in Jamaica. I think they come back today possibly, but when we get Shannon back on here for one of the weekend nights, we could do the game here as well. Llama Farm is the highlight of the week. And did you get more duck eggs at the Llama Farm too, Vanessa, this time when you went? Hey, what's going on, Beer Hound? What's shaking besides the bacon, he says. So, Beer Hound out of the OC. chilling on a Sunday night, just drinking a little bit of beer, watching Iron Man 3, kicking back before I watch The Outsider here on HBO in about an hour. Most stuff. Yeah, that's what it is, the most stuff. Now, this one was actually a little bit cooler. I'm drinking this one with a lager. Usually drinking those a little bit cooler most of the time, but it is still carrying a nice roastiness in there. I'm trying to let it actually get a little bit warmer here in the glass and not drink it all while it's too cold to see how it does mature and become older and get some more of the flavors out. However, it is so damn good. I'm drinking it rather easily right now. Body wise, not really too big of a body, kind of a medium body type beer, not too heavy. Like I said, I only had the one 16.9 ounce of this, but I can see how you can go through a couple of these with no problem. Two or three of them, and then at 9% ABV, they may catch up to you depending on your tolerance level, though. But for me, they are doing just fine. No duck eggs yet. Far too cold soon now. Okay, so the duck eggs is too cold to actually pick. I didn't know there was a weather thing for the ducks there. Mm, man, the more that flavor just sits in there, it gives you that feeling like a lot of good beers where you kind of just want to suck the cheeks in as you're drinking it because it's pulling more and more flavor. The flavor is just latching in there, and you're sucking the cheeks to actually draw more of it out. That roastiness, that little bit of chocolateness in there. It's got a little bit of kind of that coffee, black type bitterness, but it's just overall so nice, smooth, a little bit of a refreshing quality to it. As you can see, the bottle's already empty, and I'm already halfway through this glass, so it's not lasting long at all. Yeah, Bart, definitely. We'll keep in touch, and as we get closer, get that all. I got to get all hammered down on what we're actually going to be doing up there, but definitely want to see if we can get some guys together and grab some beers. And I always appreciate you popping in as well. And appreciate you liking the videos too. Sipping on Three Weavers, the Messenger IPA, and it is phenomenal. Nice. I haven't heard of Three Weavers. Are they one of your local ones out of Southern Cal, Beer Hound? Or are they out of somewhere else? And I'll say, this is the fun of when you actually get beers from other places, not just here, but just around the world. You can see how other breweries are doing stuff, and they just did a phenomenal job with this lager. Lagers themselves tend to get brewed a little bit more than ales overseas. When you put in a world count, a lot of countries overseas do a lot more lagers. They're doing more ales now, but I think lagers are still leading the way. And if you're doing a good thing, why stop? Now, they actually mentioned on here, which I didn't notice earlier, that they have a little temperature gauge if it shoots in there on the zoom. A little bit closer. Come on in. Come on, camera. Work with me here. Do the hand trick, put the hand up or something. There we go. Whoops. So it says 50 to 53 degrees Fahrenheit. So essentially, that's what they actually recommend you drinking this one at. So that gets more of the flavor. Actually, 53.6. Now, in the cooler that I actually have a thermometer in that. So when I pull them out, they're usually at around 40 or 43. I did let this sit out for a bit before I actually cracked it open. But I like when breweries put that on there so you kind of have a target of where you want to really enjoy that. Like I said, with this one, as it becomes warmer, the flavors actually come out a little bit more, and you're picking up more of the beer for how the brewer intended you to have it. They have heated area on lower level of barn. The ducks actually sleep on the llamas at times. Wood stove wood stove that lines the entire barn structure. We feed a ton of wood. Okay, so the wood stove is keeping it all warm there. And sipping on some, not coffee tonight here, LOL. What are you drinking, Erie? You always seem to have coffee, so I'm glad you're trying something different there. What are you sipping on? And yes, from Inglewood, collab with Noble Ale Works from Anaheim. Nice. Oh, not coffee. I must think if I drink to see if I can sleep tonight. I have a loose track of the last day. I did get some sleep. Nice. I think it was Wednesday morning. Oh, no, no, no. Wednesday was the last time. I thought you said you got some last night, got some sleep. But Wednesday was, man, you're still fighting through that and everything. Yeah, hopefully you can get some sleep tonight, Vanessa. Yeah, coffee's the last thing you should actually be drinking for sure. Oh, man. Kind of wish I would have got two of these too. And this one actually wasn't, I mean, depending on what you pay for beers, I don't think it was a bad price for what I'm actually getting here. But on the bottle cap, it is $3.99, that you can see kind of. I think I just got too much light on this camera. But anyway, it's $3.99 that this actually costs for this bottle of the beer. And it's definitely a tasty one. I have no problem paying $3.99 to enjoy this one. Vanessa, please tell Erie. Yes, tell the class, Erie, what you're enjoying tonight, please. I can't imagine what it would be like to be up that much, Vanessa. 5 days at midnight, USA up all week. I can't imagine like having 5 nights like not being able to sleep. I mean, I would just feel like my body would just shut down. I think the longest I've ever actually stayed up might have been just one night, like an all-nighter type thing. That was usually like studying for finals or something. Once the final was taken in college, went back and went to sleep. I was never much of a studier. I was a crammer in college, so I need to be drinking vodka. It's been a week for sure, but nothing but soda here tonight. Just thought, shoot, I'm not drinking any damn coffee. So you're just drinking soda tonight. I thought you were actually enjoying something of the adult beverage there. Well, who's on Kid Patrol? Is it you or is it Alan on Kid Patrol tonight? Yeah, it's kind of weird. So Alan's not going to have his show at 9, I guess, then. Since he's not doing the Sunday Fun Night, so Sunday Fun Day. I was kind of used to that being Alan's thing on Sunday night. Yeah, this is a nice one. I would definitely recommend checking this one out. Like some people say, they're not a big lager type fan. I tell people, well, there's different types of lagers. Your Baltic porters, your Bocks, your Rauch beers, Schwarzbier. Never say you're not a fan of it till you try the different styles for sure. And this is definitely one of my favorite ones. Oh, he is going to go live, but he's doing tech stuff. So he's going to be doing tech at 9 instead of Sunday Fun Day. So is he doing it just on the Eclectic Beer channel then? He's going to be doing tech stuff tonight? Because he has the one for the reaction and one for the gaming. And I'm thinking the one on the Eclectic Beer would be where he do tech. What's up, Blake? Cheers, brother. What is going on, my friend? Um, Erie says she's forever on Kid Patrol. I thought Alan had it some nice. It gives me plenty of hours studying Blender to make stuff. I'm drawing up the bag pattern as I learn making my logo correctly. Yeah, so Blender is a program you've actually been using, and I've heard about that before from you and from other things I've seen online before. I need to maybe check that out. I'm thinking of doing something different with another possible logo at some point too. Doing a kind of auto and tech update stream, just a way to put something out. I gotcha. So you're doing that on your Eclectic Beer channel tonight at 9 then, Alan? If you're still going, when I get done the Outsider, I'll definitely pop in and check it out. And if you're done doing it and you want to do Modern Warfare, we can do that as well. What is going on? Bryce, cheers, my friend. Good to see you. Vanessa also says hello to Blake. Elbows in the house down in Florida. What is going on? Elbow says, cheers, Rod and Crew. I got a Meltdown IPA from 6 Point. I filmed a review, which I'll post later. Nice. That'll be, I think, number 3, I believe. And I have to catch your second one, Elbow. So I'm glad you're introducing some of the beers and stuff. I got to get caught up on your videos, too. I've been trying to catch up on different people as I can. I've been popping them in and out, so I've been showing up and putting some comments out there, but definitely trying to get more done. Um, I should be doing my tax and all that kind of stuff, but I haven't done those yet either. So it's been a lazy weekend, that's for sure, and it's a 3 day weekend, so I still got some time tomorrow to get some stuff accomplished, I guess you can say. It'll be a short stream, or I plan on it being short. Afterwards, I'll probably do game stream. Well, there you go. So we can definitely get on there in games. Since again, not working tomorrow, I got some time. Check out Blender, free software, super powerful. All right, yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? Let me check that out right now. Is that the blender.org? Yeah, because that one has a download Blender 2.82. I think that might be it there. Now this one looks pretty involved on Blender, so I can see why you definitely been studying up on that one. I'll save that in my marketing bookmarks because I keep bookmarks for different things to check out. Great little program I actually found out before for you guys that like to use Google. If you haven't used it before, there's a program called Google Keep, and you can actually use that to actually organize and keep your thoughts out there in front of you. There's also I want to say EverQuest, but it's not EverQuest because that was a game back in the day that used to play on the computer. There's another one. It's called Ever something. I gotta remember what the name of it is now. Let me see if I can remember it. But it's another one that helps you store a lot of stuff too. What is the name of that thing? Evernote is what it is. Evernote. So I'm trying to use those things more and more just because different ideas pop up. And as you guys know that run YouTube channels, you have different thoughts that pop up at all kinds of different times of day when you're doing things. And so Evernote is also one, or Google Keep, you can put on your phone. That way, if an idea pops up, you can just jot it down there and come back and do that later. But it's a great way to store stuff as you come across different ideas. Um, Probably do Modern Warfare. I might switch into Retrogramming later. Might do some Dragon Age 8 or something. Oh, there you go. I've actually got some games that I've been meaning to start up to do some other streams with. PlayStation had the downloading of some of the Drake's other games that I haven't done yet. Then there's also some campaign modes from games. There's Wolfenstein. There's some other stuff I have too. So mostly it's been Modern Warfare, but there are some other game stuff I want to get up there as well. So definitely understand what you're saying there, Alan. For two-dimensional stuff, check out Inkscape. It is another free software. Good to know. I'll check that one out as well. Rub it in, LOL. I gotta work tomorrow. I'm sorry, Yuri. Yeah, tomorrow is just I got off for President's Day for since the market's closed, half is off. I have to work Good Friday, but that'll be a half a day probably because the market will be closed that day as well. Vanessa says, anyone play EverQuest? Back in the day, did play EverQuest. Played EverQuest and played King's Quest back in the day. Wish you didn't have to work tomorrow, Alan said. Vanessa, how active are the servers for EverQuest? I see they have it as a free to play now. Yes, 2.82, very involved. I mean, it's been free for a long time, but you can get more stuff if you pay monthly. Yeah, that's what they do. They get you hooked in with something, but then if you want some of the upgrades, they get you to pay for that now. I used to play Final Fantasy all the time, but the 99 a month is a pain in the ass to pay after a bit. Yeah. Yeah, Google Keep is my favorite. It will take dictation. Yeah, Google Keep has that availability on it as well. Um, Between Google Keep and between Evernote, it's kind of like I like Evernote because it has like the screen grabs as well, so you could be online and screen grab something, and it'll just stick that idea in there as well. But basically, they're doing the same thing, and both of them have great opportunity to keep everything stored. I have not logged into my accounts in a year though on EverQuest. Would love to get back into it though. Has 2 expansions. And sorry if I missed anyone. Just got off work, getting caught up. Cheers. Yeah, Beer Hound. So the job's going good, it seems. So I guess you had like 3 days straight already. So Beer Hound started a new gig this past Friday. So congrats there. I'm glad it's all going well for you in that new position. Now as the Baltic porter settles in a little bit on the back end, but it's really a low type feel. I do get a tiny bit of black licorice, which actually isn't bad on this back end now. It's just kind of just there. So gives me a little bit of that, kind of like just a little touch of it, so to speak. I need to figure out a new channel start. Erie, you need to, because I know you have great ideas for a channel, and I know you'd be awesome at doing it as well. Just go with what you like. If there's something you like to do, that's what you want to do, so that you're enthusiastic about it and it comes through on your channel. I think the worst thing that people do when it comes to YouTube is not to do anything. Some people are trying to wait for the best things or best ideas to start, and they put it off and put it off. And there was actually a video I watched a couple weeks ago that vidIQ had put out, and he was talking about, people sitting there and procrastinating, and by the time, they decide to do something, so many other thousands of people have already done their video and ran with ideas that could have been theirs. You just don't, and you never know which one is going to actually hit for you. Some of the channels, their biggest videos hit like 6, 7 months, a year down the line, whatever it may be. It just, you don't know. But go with what you like. Your enthusiasm will come through, and it'll be something you'll enjoy. You never want to get into something where it becomes like a chore, because you don't want YouTube to feel like work in any way. Thanks, Rod. The brain is still processing so much, but that's what beer was made for, right? Yeah, to help you sit back and relax and get everything decided. I could start a channel and sleep, and it's just not something I get a lot of. But you and Vanessa could team up for that one, then. Why don't you just start like doing like a vlog or something, like on your daily activities? Um, you could do like a Dear Erie channel, you know, answering questions and stuff too. I've got to get back to putting up at least 3 videos a week. Luckily, I have 2 ideas and just need another one. Very true. Was trying to pick. Yeah. So it's always good to have obviously an abundance of ideas. I try to jot stuff down as I come across them, and then try to work things in. Of course, if you have something that is your main go-to, you always have that available as well. Um, with me, it's kind of been more. I like doing I like doing the beer reviews, so I do the reviews and the chats. But I want to get more stuff out here as well. But I know I can always do the review and chat, and then I can introduce other things as the channel goes. So it's a matter of how you want to set it up and coordinate the channel. I've been trying to think of different series for different days, and haven't really got that sorted out of my mind yet on what I want to do. But that's always an idea that people like to do as well for their channels. A sleeping channel would be awesome. I seem to have forget how to do it. Usually my life is way. Why do I not believe your life is way too boring, Ari? I'm pretty sure it's not too boring. I bet you could tell a good story about knitting a hat at work, and it would still be entertaining. Cheers, everyone. Sorry my net dropped out, but I'm back. Blake, you've been having some net stuff happen down there where you're at. Hopefully, it's not something crazy going on, weather or something like that, and everything. And Collector said, Blake, cheers, homie. Hash brown, get Blake new net. Yeah, Blake's been having some internet connectivity stuff happening. But I know Jeremy's had some stuff happen on his too. That's why I was wondering where you guys are, if that might be it. Rob being in the financial market, might have to do a one-on-one interview with you. That's always a possibility, but the only thing is, because of the financial licenses I have to be careful on anything that I would actually say, because I am registered with NASD and SEC and all that kind of stuff, and I can't have anybody taking financial advice, you know. So I'd have to be careful, but general type things, we could definitely have a chat about that as well. Did look into a master's degree program at UConn. I could do it. This one is an 11-month accelerate. Oh, that would be awesome. Is it do you have to go to UConn to do it, or is it all online for the 11-month accelerated? That's probably the one thing I should have done, and I didn't. And my mom said I would never finish if I didn't finish it, which I thought I would, but I didn't. But I was finished my master's. I left my master's halfway through back at WVU because I got tired of school because I went straight from undergrad into the master's, and it was like I went to go and get a job, but I wouldn't mind going back and finishing my master's, but I would want to be like in a super accelerated program to get it done. Colorado needs to do something with their internet structure. It must be too high to get it working. I see what you did there. Too high. Alan, see you stuck with me for the interview. LOL. Just kidding, bro. I agree, Erie. LOL. But yeah, it's just weird with the that internet stuff happening. But parts of the country, they've had issues where everybody doesn't have broadband yet either, so that might be playing into it. Now, it wouldn't be financial advice, more how you got started, what you're seeing market wise, while the tech market holds good blue chip type stocks as well as volatile ones. Yeah, that stuff's all good and dandy for sure. Um, Investing at stores, I would rather use their Hartford, Connecticut campus because it's closer than Stores campus. Okay. But is it still like all online then, or would it be you have to go to classes there at some point too? There's a lot of programs that are making them all online now that are coming from some pretty good schools. So I'm just wondering at this point, do I really need to try to go back and get a master's or finish it or what? But I don't know. They're trying to get us on the fiber stuff here now. Yeah, the fiber stuff is good if you get it there for sure. We have the phone company has their was supposed to be like fiber optic type thing. The cable company has their thing. The phone company can't really get the lines down the way they need to, so the cable makes it much better than what the phone can offer. But the other part they don't tell you is like you get like 200 megs, but it also ties into the people in your community. So in my community, like my subdivision area, I have more people around me that are using the internet off of that. Then that's also sucking some of the juice coming off the main thing. So I get good times like when they're all at work if I'm online doing stuff. When everybody's home, like around the weekend or holidays, it does slow down some because there's more of a drain on it. Although it is still faster than what a lot of people are dealing with. Hey, what's happening, Nave? He says at Allen. At Allen's age, he needs the fiber. Oh, Alabama sucks your car. What up, Nave? That would be my second master's. Yeah. Alan says, LOL. Yeah, I'm getting that way. Yeah. I think we all get to that point for sure. I need to do something to shave this beard down. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I got a new keyboard. Can't do a thing with it. Oh, Shook Up's in the house. What's happening, Shook Up? Hello, Beer Man in chat. What is going on? How are you doing this evening, Shook Up? And then Blake says, hey, Nate, Vanessa, and Shook Up. And hopefully you guys are checking out each other here in the chat as well. Pretty good channels in here. Some pretty fun characters, cast and crew. But today was definitely that lazy Sunday. I tried to catch some of the XFL. Only caught a part of the Dallas game, and I was like, oh shit, Dallas scored a touchdown. Like, they got to be happy down there. It finally happened again, because we know the Cowboys weren't doing anything, but the XFL Dallas team was scoring. Sorry, Blake, I couldn't miss telling a Cowboys joke there. Strickup says hello to Blake, and Nave says, hey folks. But it says, LOL, Nave, nervous system is shut down at end of colon. I would go into that story another time. Yeah. So many different things happening. Just I should say. So is anybody else sipping on anything at all? I know Beerhound mentioned he was sipping on something, and so did Elbow. And Erie's got her soda. Everybody kind of just relaxing, getting ready for the work week tomorrow if that happens. I didn't see any of the Daytona 500. I forgot that was actually on earlier, but there was people commenting on Facebook and stuff. So sure, that was kind of crazy with the extra security today. We can compare scars another time, Vanessa. Oh, that's funny. Oh well. Yeah, I couldn't pass up on the Cowboys. I just had to get something in there. I was like, oh shit, Dallas is in the end zone, and oh man, it was funny though because it was Cameron Artis Payne that scored a touchdown, who used to be in the Panthers. So it's kind of like maybe he's getting a second chance now with the XFL. Yeah, Shook Up. Mountain Rain is my door. Oh yeah, Shook Up. How's your head, by the way? Because you banged your head that night in the video that Mountain Rain uploaded, which I'm glad you were okay, but you guys had me cracking up on that video. You guys are hilarious together, I tell you that. Hey Nave, hope you're well. And then Erie says hello to Shook Up, and Erie said, Shake Up said hi to Erie. I'm awaiting the day I download my head into the quantum computer as big as the planet, no more body to tend to. Get into the matrix. Got a dank beverage. I know you do, Blake. Nate's doing well, Erie. Going to put the dog down this weekend, though. I might keep my wife around a bit longer. Oh, Nate, you're cracking me up, man. You're cracking me up. Yes, Nate, my coolest is the long arrow scar, right elbow to wrist. Oh, it hurts. Oh, I'm sorry, it still hurts. I would mean. I hope you didn't give yourself a concussion. You hit the what was behind you pretty hard there. So, but you kept going. You were a trooper, and but you were just cracking jokes and had me laughing crazy. Mountain Rain has a great voice singing. Yeah, it's a small dank beverage, dinky dank. LOL. Blake always has a little dank something around. That's just how he rolls. It's funny as I sit here watching Iron Man 3, I forgot different parts of that movie. It's been so long since I've seen it. It's almost amazing how long all these Marvel movies have been out now. It's just crazy how long they've actually lasted. What's going on? Supreme Queen in the house. Cheers, Michelle. Hopefully you're having a great night. Vanessa also says Mountain Rain has a nice voice, what she does with the singing. Um, so a great channel to check out there, Mountain Rain. And check out Shook Up, who's Mountain Rain's mom as well. And I tell you, together, those two are hilarious. So. Dank and rolls goes together. Yeah. Oh. He's awesome. Yeah, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man is just as good as Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Um, some people that have gotten these roles are just perfect for them. So those two were just excellent in getting casted the way they did for those roles there. It was the same with what you call him. The guy that plays Picard. I can't remember his name now, but cast as Xavier when he did it for X Men. He was perfect for it. I'm not sick anymore. Much better now. Awesome. So you are up and going. Did you have to go to work earlier today? That might have made you sick again. It tired you out. Oh. And then Shook Up was calling a timeout. Why were you calling a timeout, Shook Up? Yes, Sarah, I like both those characters. The last Wolverine was his daughter, was a blast to watch. Yeah, as Logan, that was a great role. That was like the Wolverine for adults. But then it was kind of like, what are you gonna do something with her down the line in some type of way? I mean, technically, it was his daughter. Was it his daughter though? Because technically, was it just they took stuff that he had and used them to clone? So would that technically still be his daughter? I don't know. Um, I was. James McAvoy. Yeah, James McAvoy is the new Professor X, but the guy that used to play Jean-Luc Picard on Star Trek. Patrick Stewart, that's what I'm thinking of, as the original X, and then the other guy that was playing Magneto were perfect for those roles too. Other examples of perfect casting: David Suchet as Perot, James Brett as Sherlock Holmes, Jeremy Brett as Sherlock Holmes. But Robert Downey did a good Sherlock. Was it Robert Downey did Sherlock Holmes? Yeah, I think it was. He did a pretty good one. I might stream tomorrow. It's my 1 year anniversary at work. I'm off tomorrow. I might do a karaoke stream or dance stream. I don't know yet. Well, you should. I'm actually off tomorrow, so I can definitely check it out. McElroy is a damn good actor. Yeah, he's really good. Hope they do. I think it might be his daughter. I might be wrong. Well, I think in the movie, because it was kind of like there was an innuendo, like it looked like that they cloned some of the cells from Logan to create her, possibly. There was no connection to a wife or anything, or a woman he had been with. And of course, in the comics, and just like in there, his big love was for Jean Grey. Um, After he lost his other, interests younger, as they kind of tell the story of Wolverine. But I don't know. Wolverine it could have been, one of those one night stands, and she could have been the product. Who knows? Like most of McAvoy's work, yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty detailed in the way he acts. Like you're really pulled in by the way that he does the acting in a lot of his stuff. McAvoy and M. Night Shyamalan trilogy was amazing. Yeah, and I still got to finish that too, so I got to still check that out. Juggalo in the house. What up, Rajay? What up, Juggalo? What is going on? How are things going there, my friend? Hopefully things are back on the up and up for you. You can request songs if you want to. Well, there you go. Supreme Queen request stream. So, yeah, if I got the notification, so if you let me know when you're on, I'll definitely tune in and see what you're going to sing. Maybe make some requests. So while I'm out, we'll catch up with you later. Yeah, I'll catch up with you later. I'll be jumping off here in a little bit to go watch The Outsider, but around later, if you want to jump on the Warfare, we can jump on that as well. We'll have streaming on both channels, I'm sure. Nave says, see, Alan, is this where all the cool kids hang out? So if so, I'll leave. Hello. What's going on, Tunis? Happy Sunday night to you, my friend. Queen says, bye, Alan. And then Vanessa, bye, Eclectic. And later, Alan, I haven't been cool since 1985. Not since Smoking in the Boys' Room. Watching The Martian is before Iron Man 3 on my TV. Yeah, because you're a few hours just behind me, right? So, yeah. The Martian was a good movie with Matt Damon. I thought that was actually better than I was expecting it to be. Cheers, Juggalo from Blake. Shook Up said Blake. And hi, Michelle and Tunis. And cheers, Blake. And Blakey Bear, sup? Shook Up, I just saw your video with Rain. That looked painful, right? She hit her head like a doozy, but she kept going on, and she was cracking jokes, had me laughing, had Rain laughing. She was a trooper. She was the show must go on. Yeah. Well, hopefully you didn't get like a little lump or anything like that. But I was worried. I thought you might have gave yourself a concussion or might have got a little bit of a bruise there. And Craig, who's in the house, says the cheers the rock on sign to at Blake TV as well. And Vanessa says, I'll get a moose in 84. We still had meat in the 85 from it. Yeah, as they said, if you kill a moose, it can feed you a good amount of time. That's why when I was watching that show Alone, one of the guys had shot a moose, and I'm thinking that's going to last him longer than the season. Because I think they're only in the woods for like 30 days, but he shot a moose. I'm like, they got food like for a while. I always heard like moose wasn't really that bad either. Gamey, of course, but some people do like it. Oh, you got a big. Did you go to the doctor or anything after you hit your head, or you kind of just put ice on it? I know Rain was trying to get you some ice then, and he didn't want any ice. Oh, that was bad. That was like you heard a little bit of that head hit for sure. And big cheers to Craig because right now it is I think 147 over in the UK where Craig is right now. Although Craig's a night owl too, so he'll be up for a while probably. Almost 2,000 of meat from that one, my biggest ever. Moose not gamey, not tasty. Hmm. You know, it probably depends on how it's cooked and everything too. Like I've had venison where it's really good if it's done right, and I've had it where it's not. It cannot be if it's not done right, kind of stringy and gamey as well. So it might be in the preparation. My mom used to feed me with a slingshot. I got a whole lot of bumps on my head. LOL. Ice. So you did get the ice on it. Okay. Yeah. Little bump in the head. Yeah. Juggalo. Back to Blake. LOL. Yeah. Yeah, don't encourage him, Juggalo, too much. Blake will keep coming in with those jokes if you do. So we always appreciate Blake's jokes. Blake's mom painted a face on his ass and taught him how to walk backwards. Oh, oh, Blake, you have a good sense of humor. Yeah, he does. Blake is always looking for that positive side of things and that good sense of humor and the happiness. And shouldn't we all? I guess everybody should be looking for that good side of stuff. Hello, Stephen Elmo Blake. My mom was the world champion spoon checker at us in the living room, from dining room, from straight into a forehead. Yeah, moms can find all kinds of ways to throw stuff, whether it's uh, shoes or spoons or whatever it may be. I mean, I think everybody's got at one time or another. If they were running around, at least like I was running around, you probably got pegged with something from your mom at some point. It made you stop in your tracks. But yeah, gamey meat, these tarragon fennel spices, a little goes a long way though. Yeah, so I mean, if you know how to prepare that, like some people it might have been how they prepared it, where it may have came out a little bit differently, of course, because they weren't using some of the spice and stuff like that. You know, you can see people make a steak bad, compared to what it should be too. So it's not just with wild game. I mean, there is not just as easy to cook as one can think. It does take a little bit of stuff to be added there, give it a little seasoning and things along those lines. Blake says, if Vanessa, we maybe kin then? LOL. Well, we must do something. Right, you have to. You have to do something to enjoy yourself and smile and laugh at times, because we know there's a lot of stuff in the world nowadays that can stop you from doing that. So you think about that stuff too much, you end up getting depressed or something. So I always just try to find a lighter side of life in a lot of stuff that I do. And if there's stuff that I can't adjust, and stuff I can't adjust, but there's other stuff that I'll do to make other things happen. So you always can control yourself. That's all you can control is yourself. Have a scar on my forehead right above left eyebrow from when I was 5. Mom was chasing me and I slid on a rug straight into a wall. Yeah, that can happen too. Oh, but this is perhaps Blake. Yeah. Yeah, we've all ran from our parents at one time or another. I'm always deadly serious, but people keep laughing. Yeah, it's like when like some movies you watch in the theater and you're laughing and nobody else is laughing. You're like, oh, am I supposed to laugh at that part? That was pretty funny. That happened when we saw Pulp Fiction in the theater when it came out. Me and my wife were laughing at parts of the movie and nobody else was laughing. It was like, that's some funny shit right there. Why aren't y'all laughing? Like everybody's all serious and stuff. Of course, laughed at parts of Forrest Gump too that probably shouldn't have laughed, but I thought they were funny in some of the parts of Forrest Gump. uh, LOL. Oh no, Vanessa. I ran through mom's screen door one day, not accepting that whooping. And when she caught me, she used the metal end of the fly swatter. Ooh. Oh my. Yeah, that's tough right there. Yeah. Laughing is good for the soul. I do agree. Well, I can still remember being young and getting whooped, and the first time I actually grabbed the other end of the belt back when parents were allowed to whoop you and they whoop you with a belt, and there came a moment, and then like I grabbed the belt and she had the belt, and then it was like didn't know what to do. We're at a conundrum. I don't know what to do right now. I've got one in the belt. You go, and she's like, "Let go," and I'm like, "I'm not letting go." Oh. Needless to say, at a point I did let go, and it was not a good outcome. Running never worked. Your parents know where you sleep and where your food comes from. True that, but you don't know that as a kid. You're just out there going. Ross, that T-shirt of yours can't read the logo. No, this is actually a shirt from one of the beer festivals that we work here in Cincinnati. The one I'm going to in a couple weeks, actually. So this is one when you volunteer, they give you a T-shirt. So I've got like tons of these around. So that's from that one there. Oh, but my dad used 2x4s on us, not the dimensional lumber of today. Yeah, I've gotten some wood before in a bad way like that. But he said, "Cheers, Obo." I was the only one in Phoenix, Arizona theater who laughed during Steve Martin's LA story. People were like just right looking at you like, why is he laughing? What does not kill you makes you stronger. I learned that lesson very early in life. Yeah. And then was it Blake, my man? Big cheers. Willow switches were the worst. Well, those switches were the worst, but it was also psychological because your grandmother would make you go out to get the switch that she was going to hit you with. At least my grandmother, a lot of my friends' grandmothers were that way because they were from another generation where apparently kids brought the switches back to get hit. And if you brought back a switch that wasn't a good switch, and she had to go get a switch, it even made it that much worse. So, yeah, that was always the worst one because you were like basically picking your poison when you were doing that. What up, Dee Dee? Cheers, my friend. Just chilling tonight. I was gonna. We've been chatting. I did a little bit of a beer review earlier on, so if you want to watch the replay there, like that first 5-10 minutes, I talked about the Polish beer I'm drinking, and now we're just kind of kicking it before I go watch The Outsider tonight to check out the latest episode. And I got that scorehead on my forehead, February 2nd, 1968, when we moved into the home in Broadbrook. Yeah, you remember that date, I'm sure. Oh, Blake said, cheers, Dee Dee, as well. Switches, I wish. Never spanked my grandchildren, Shook Up said. Uh, I mean, times have definitely changed. There's different things that have been said, I guess, or education, or whatever it may be. But I mean, back then, you did get spanked. It was part of all that took place there. So, which for me, I was actually okay with it. In fact, like as I got older, it was like, did you want a spanking or did you want punishment? I would always take a spanking because if I got punishment, I wasn't able to go outside with my friends. So I'm like, this is only gonna last like 5-10 minutes or whatever like that. So go and get the spanking, get that done, and then go out and do what you're gonna do. LOL, we're all broken, codependent people. Wonderful. No, I think we've all overcome a lot of stuff. So we've definitely become stronger because of it. Kids today nowadays don't get spanked, and look at some of the stuff we're seeing. So not to say that it has to be spanking is the only solution, but you have to wonder when parents can't put down discipline, this is what ends up happening. What's going on, bum? Cheers, my friend down there in Pittsburgh. That's the remember from the Jackson Family movie. Go get the switch. Yeah. I would think a Joe Jackson spanking was not fun at all. So you got no holidays. You got Joe Jackson at well when you acted up. Yeah, that's not a household I would be a part of. Although they did make a lot of music and a lot of money off the music. That's what I feel like with some of the great musicians and the things that are done. You almost have to have a little pain in your life to actually grow from it or something. Because you hear the stories later on of some of these musicians and some of the stuff they went through, or even entertainers. And it's like, man, they were almost rock bottom. So that made them almost appreciate more their talent for stuff. And that took them to a different level. All my sisters spank, not me. I tell them what to do too, Rain. And we never had a choice. Well, our choice was always all the above, regardless of what we thought. Survivors have a Darwinian advantage. Yeah. And then Vanessa also says hi to Dee Dee. Yeah. Survival of the fittest, right? So we didn't get feared of much. It's kind of like at this point in life, it's almost like some days I wonder, like, how did I not die at a younger age from some of the stuff that we actually had done? So that's not something that goes unnoticed. We did some crazy stuff. We got caught for some crazy stuff. And we had to pay the punishment, but it was definitely a different time on different things that we had done compared to now. Of course, I never tried to chew a Tide Pod either, like so many kids nowadays. I guess that would be living dangerously, right? So I don't even know how that got started. What would make somebody say, here's a challenge we can do. Let's see who can eat how many Tide Pods. I have no idea that thought process even comes up for someone. Oh, thank you there, Blake. Always appreciate the thumbs up. If you come back with a small Swiss, you can expect the whole bush. Yeah, that's what I said. If in when I was growing up as a little kid, it was my grandmother, and it's like if she had to go get it, it was going to be worse. So you had to come back with something decent enough, but it's funny because when you were younger, you're crying going to get the switch. You know you're going to cry when the switch hits you too. So there was a psychological play in works there. But that being said, I appreciate all the chat. Great time talking with you guys. Always a good time on here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the beer part earlier. Again, if you happen to see this one out there, this is a fantastic Baltic porter out of Poland. It is Komes, and I would definitely say check that one out if you happen to see it. Definitely worth a try. But I'm going to jump off to go check out The Outsider at this point, and get my Stephen King on, so to speak. Just because something is pretty colors does not imply it is edible. Very true. That's something some of us have learned the hard way as well. Well, it's been an awesome chat with you as well, Vanessa, and everybody else here. Thanks for everybody that chimed in. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. And be back later, but I'll be on the gaming channel probably with Eclectic Beard after 10 or so. If you guys like gaming, that's where you'll find us. Enjoy your guys' Sunday evening. I look forward to catching up with you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. Cheers. And remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers, everybody.